Hare Krishna. So now we will hear the pastime that how deities of Krishna came to Udupi. The amazing story of how the Baala Krishna deity crossed the ocean from far away Dwarka in northwest India to Udupi in the south is told in Madhava-Vijaya, the biography of Shrila Madhvaacaarya. Madhva wanted to have a temple of Lord Krishna in Udupi. Well, it is so happened that in Dwarka, one of the main places of Krishna's pastime on earth 5000 years ago, a deity lay concealed within a large mass of gopi-candana clay. The yellowish clay Vaishnavas use in marking their bodies, freshly bathed bodies, as temples of Lord Vishnu. Now, no one knew that the deity was inside there, but because the lump of clay was exceedingly heavy, some sailors loaded it onto their merchant ship as ballast. On the ship's southward journey, just off the coast of Udupi, a tempest blew the ship aground on a sandbank. On that very day, Srila Madhvacharya, observed in composing Dvaadasha-stotra, his famous 12-part poem praising Lord Krishna, had gone to the beach to bathe, or as some say, to receive the Lord. Upon seeing the ship caught fast on the sandbank and hearing the cries of the sailors in distress, Srila Madhvacharya waved his cloth in their direction. This calmed the stormy sea, and the ship floated free. Madhva then guided the vessel to safety. Eager to show his appreciation, the captain offered Madhva whatever he wanted from the ship's cargo. Madhva chose the heavy lump of gopi-candana clay. Disciples or attendants of Madhavacharya had just started back to Udupi with a large lump of clay, but a short distance from the beach the lump broke into two, revealing the handsome deity of Lord Balakrishna and the deity of Balarama, which Madhavacharya installed at Malpe beach in the Vadabhandeshwara temple. The Krishna deity he brought to Udupi and installed in his Matha there. But now the combined efforts of 30 of Madhava's disciples could not bug the deity. Only when Madhava himself embraced and lifted the deity as if he were a child did the deity consent to be moved. In great transcendental ecstasy, Madhava carried the Lord and 4 miles back to Udupi. On the way, he completed the remaining 7 parts of Dvaadasha-stotra, reciting the verses loud. Back in Udupi, Madhva bathed the Lord in the lake known as Madhva-sarovara and enshrined him in the ShriKrishna Matha. Srila Madhvacharya instituted rigorous standard for worshipping Sri Krishna, and whenever he was in Udupi, he would personally perform the 13 daily worship ceremony for the Lord. How the deity of Baala Krishna had come to buried in Dwarka is told in a work from the 17th century by Raghuvacharya Tirtha, an acharya in succession from Srila Madhvacharya. Once, during the time of Lord Krishna's manifest pastimes on earth, Mother Devaki lamented to the Lord that about her misfortune that she never got or she never witnessed the Lord's childhood pastimes in Vrindavan. She entreated the Lord to make her happy and fortunate like Mother Yashoda by showing some of his childhood pastimes. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, just to keep pleasure to his pure devotee, at once assumed the form of a small child and clambered all over Devki's lap. Later, when Devki went to churn butter, Krishna, acting like an ordinary mischief child, broke the churn, ate the lumps of butter, and even smudged butter all over his body. He then snatched the churning rod and rope from Devki's hands. After sporting like this for some time, the Lord again assumed his usual form of eternal youth. Mother Devki was thrilled beyond measure to see the childhood pastimes of the Lord. Rukmani Devi, Lord Krishna's consort, witnessed this pastime, and the Lord's mischievous behavior and childhood features enthralled her. To preserve the memory, she requested Lord to grant her a deity similar to one seen, that of child Krishna holding a churning rod and rope. Lord fulfilled her desire, and Queen Rukmani thus began to worship this deity regularly. Later, after the Lord returned to the spiritual sky with his retinue, Arjuna deposited the deity in the place called Rukmani Vana. In the course of centuries, the deity became completely covered with clay, and it remained in that condition near Dwarka until merchant sailors brought it to Madhavacharya at Udupi. Before his departure from this world, Shrila Madhvaacaarya appointed 8 of his sannyasi disciples to take charge of the worship at ShriKrishna Matha and to continue propagating Krishna consciousness in the region. Today, the responsibility for the worship is rotated in 2 years period called Paryaya among 8 sannyasis in disciplic succession from the original 8. During the 14-year interim period between turns at Paryaya, each sannyasi travels and preaches and raises fund for when his turn of worship comes, he would use this money to serve Lord Krishna. Each sannyasi also heads his own matha, where other deities, once given by Madhavacharya to the original 8 sannyasis, are worshipped. These 8 mathas are located along Car Street, a road that circles the Chandramauleshwara and Ananteshwara temple, and runs right past the main entrance to ShriKrishna Matha. According to the significance of the festival being observed, sometimes only the car and sometimes all 3 carts are used. A 4th cart completely covered in silver is used for special festivals. Replete with the decorated elephants and a musical band, a parade on Car Street is an almost nightly event in Udupi. Residents and pilgrims alike turn out in masses to see the Lords riding high upon his cart and smiling beneficently upon the adoring devotees. Thus, the procession stops at intervals along the route, and Lord is entertained by fireworks display or worshipped by offerings from his many devotees. The parade starts at 8 and are usually over by 9 or 9:30. This was the description or the pastimes of Lord Krishna, that how he came to Udupi. Hare Krishna.